Yes.
So yeah, so that's interesting. So is there anything else around the culture part, or are you ready to jump into the cake?
Yeah, no, I'm always up for dessert, man. I got a sweet tooth, yeah. Let's
There it is.
hit this bakery.
Got it. Got it. All right. So a couple of things that I really liked about the movie. You talked about Kristen Dunst. You talked about her character Lee. I just thought that her casting in this movie was one of the best examples of the right person to cast in a film like this.
Mm,
And we talked about this in pre-production. I feel like she has name recognition, she has face recognition in the movies, and in the movie business. But and I'm trying to think about the best way to say this. She still feels like she was vulnerable in the movie,
mm.
and I don't know if this was Julia Roberts, for example, if I would have been concerned for her well-being throughout the course of the film, because you're not going to see Julia Roberts get killed. This is not going to
Mm.
happen in a movie. But Kirsten Dunst is a star in her own right, and her in the role made me feel like she was she was at risk, and of course, in the end, she's at risk, right? So it plays out that way. So I think one of the things I really liked was her casting in like that role of Lee and the grizzled photographer veteran role.
Wow, that's tough. I can see where you're going with that, and part of me is inclined to agree, but there's just this thing that's nagging at me where it's like I've seen Tom Cruise die in Collateral. I've seen I've
Hmm.
seen, Tommy Lee Jones die. I've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger die, if you will. The only people
Hmm.
that I don't I've even seen and I've even seen Bruce Willis, die in several movies. Uh,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
when you mention the comparison of Kirsten Dunst and Julia Roberts, it's like, yeah, you know what? Why is it that it's very difficult for me to recall a A+ star, female
yeah.
star, female actress, that was redundant, um, get killed in that type of fashion or killed at all in a movie that's especially one
Yeah.
like this that's jarring. That's a good point, CJ.
Thank you,
Yeah.
man. So talking about the killing part, it's a lot of killing in this
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
And one of the other things I liked was, I would say, the natural and odd sort of ebb and flow of violence. Because the way the movie worked, it's like super violent, crazy scene,
Mm.
then chill scene. Super violent, crazy scene, then chill scene. That's kind of the way the movie goes. And it reminded me of, and I talked to you about this before. It reminded me a little bit of Hotel Rwanda,
Yeah.
in the sense that Hotel Rwanda has got like, you're in this kind of serene, perfect hotel, but then there's like this violent massacre happening, and the characters in the hotel are experiencing this constant risk and concern that they're going to be killed, and then there's people like drinking beer and like having a good time and talking at the same time, right? And in this movie you see the same thing, and I think the reason why I like it is because I think what it's saying is the human spirit is such that even in the midst of the worst situation you can imagine, people are still going to find time to like have fun, dance, drink, and kind of listen to music. And you see that in the movie. And it just reminds me of something that one of my mentors told me once, which is like, he always says like, even guys on death row tell jokes. And it's just the idea of like, no matter how crazy things get, people are going to be people still. So I like that part.
Well,
Um, the last
well,
the last joint is the last 30 minutes of this film. This movie is good as a character study. It's good as a study of people in a traumatic situation.